when weaving in loose ends, you thread the yarn onto the needle, and then you don't want to just go up through a row of stitches like so, because then as you move the whatever the garment is around, it might come undone. So I actually like to go along the diagonal. So from where the yarn starts, I go through a stitch, and then I kind of go through and go up the fabric, going through these stitches that are on this diagonal, which you can see here. And I will then pull the yarn through, and you can see that you cannot see that at all on the right side. And so turning it over, I just brought the stitches through this diagonal right here, and I'm now going to go back up the other direction in kind of a zigzag manner. So as you see, I put the needle through these diagonal stitches on the row, and then I pulled the yarn through. And I tend to do this for a while, because if you have your end be a little too short, it can unravel, and that can cause problems for your work. So again, I'll go back up through the diagonal and pull through. And again, before I cut yarn, which I don't even have scissors handy, I like to pull on my swatch or whatever it is to make sure that the yarn isn't going to pull out. And what I have here is a nice zigzag of yarn woven through, and you cannot tell at all. Now when I'm dealing with two colors, I like to weave in a color within its own color. But you can, I could weave this purple in with the blue, but I wouldn't want to risk having it show through. So again, I am going through a diagonal, and in this time I'm going down a lot further than 4 stitches. I guess I've got 6, and I will pull it through, and then I will go back up and making a V. When you have many ends to weave in, you will have some ends that might go through some of the same stitches. But, and if there isn't enough space for me to go very far this way, I'll go 1 stitch over, and then I will come back this way. So last time I went down this row right here, and now I'm coming back through the opposite way. And so those are parallel. Now you don't want to pull too tight, because you don't want it to pull on the fabric at all. But then this is another end that is ready to cut. Now if, like right here in the intarsia, we have a little bit of a hole, and that's something that you can fix a bit by weaving in loose ends. So I'm going to thread the yarn onto the needle, and when I want to fix a hole, I will kind of, making sure I pick up like the back of these stitches, but I'll kind of go forward and back a bit, and you can see this is where the hole was. You can't see what I'm doing over there, but I've just kind of, in a non-specific way, woven this yarn through the back to close it in.